Hello, my name is Cameron Peterson. I own Funhouse Press with Annette DuBord, and I also work here at the Rourke Art Gallery Museum as an exhibition coordinator and facilities management. Today we're going to talk about sketchbooks. Sketchbooks are one of the more important things that an artist needs to have. What you'll need for materials is basically, I suggest using a pen instead of pencils in your sketchbook, and then also a sketchbook that probably acid-free, that's big enough to draw in, but you're willing to carry it around with you also. Some rules of sketchbook is don't treat your sketchbook as a diary of completed pieces. It's not meant to be a diary of completed pieces. It's supposed to be sketching ideas. And so you can see that these are just half ideals that I've sketched. I think it's important to use a sketchbook, one, because you have a diary, so if you're working on bigger works and you get stuck, you have this diary of imagery that you can go back to and see where your strengths and weaknesses are. Another reason why I think sketching is so important is to develop your own style. Like, it's always good to learn from the masters, but for example, I like William Morris, and I've copied 3 or 4 of his plates, but at the end of the day, they're William Morris's plates. They're not my plate. And so what a sketchbook does is help you develop your individual drawing styles that you're comfortable with. And so then you find out styles that you can work fast with, styles that slow you up or trip you up that you're not really interested in. I've been looking, and I've kind of narrowed a lot of drawing styles down to, one is a person that's value oriented. So for example, they would work from light to dark, so they most likely would start with like a mid-tone for a sketch, and then say they were doing, let's say they're doing a ball, and so what they'd do is they'd slowly start adding the value darker and darker till they finally so then they finally start developing a ball. So they're just working with values. They don't really have any lines. Another way of sketching is purely line. A lot of beautiful graphic work comes from this. And so like I would suggest, like if they were sketching a ball with just a line, they use just the line to develop the form. So they'll make the line skinny and big, and it will go in and out, but it will be very one-dimensional, kind of flat type sketching. And another type of sketching I would say is intuitive, and that's probably where I'm the strongest at, is intuitive. And we kind of we just start, and we start really light, and we just keep on working till we get what we want, and then we go in and start darkening and emphasizing the shadows and lights. But they really start open-handedly. And then the fourth, I would say, is probably a person that draws geometrically. And so for a ball, what they would just see is the circle, and they would start with the circle. And now what I'm saying with all these 4 different types, artists go back and forth between them all, but if you learn which one that you can do the fastest and you're the most comfortable with, you're more than likely going to end up making more sketches so you can have your idea. So for example, another example, a geometric sketcher would probably, instead of drawing a cat, they would start off with the shapes of the cat, and then so they would start off with just rudimentary shapes, where an intuitive drawer would sit there and just start out with a bunch of scribbles until he finds the form that he's trying to pull out. I think one of the great sketchers I know from around the area is Trigby Olsen, and I think he emphasizes how fast a sketch could be. I was watching him lecture a group of people, and he's just like, a sketch could be, if someone throws a ball up in the air, that you should be able to capture that it is a ball and its action before it hits the guy's hand. So that's how, these aren't meant to be very finished pieces. It's just to build up your basically diary, because more and more you work with art, the more and more you'll find you'll get stuck or don't know what to do or want to change direction and not know where. And the sketchbook is a great place to reference where you might want to change, and if you look. And also with sketchbooks too, it's not just for drawing. Make art notes, make notes about what was going on. Like, I have plenty of sheets of just notes too. So that's it for sketchbooks. Thank you very much, and have fun sketching.